Hi, everyone. I am Elisa from AK Educational Consulting, and if you watched my video earlier this week, then you will know that I promised a big announcement. I also said, though, if you follow me on social media, and if you don't, you should, then you already have this information. I am so excited after over a year, probably closer to a year and a half, to finally roll out a project that I've been working on. It is a social emotional learning workbook for kids in the primary grade levels. So what does that mean? It's a workbook of over 150 pages that is aligned to the CASEL Framework for social emotional learning, meaning it follows the 5 competencies that are part of that framework. So self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. And it breaks those competencies down into 34 week-long lessons. So for each of those 5 competencies, there are a handful of week-long lessons, sort of, it depends on each competency. There are we'll say about 6 on average lessons that align to specific skills within that competency. So these skills have been pulled out of the Michigan social emotional learning indicators. And if you haven't checked those out, I highly recommend you do. I did a lot of research and I looked a lot of different places for some really great SEL standards, and those were by far the best and most comprehensive set that I found. So I used those to pull out a variety of skills within each CASEL competency. And then I created a week-long lesson around each of those skills. So for each lesson, you will get a list of things that you need, supplies. You will have a picture book that is used as an anchor text or a mentor text for that lesson. And so you'll have a nice list of 34 different picture books that are just amazing to use for SEL. You will have an entire lesson plan that's broken down by each day with a learning objective and what the actual standard says. You will have all of the graphic organizers and materials that you need to actually roll out that lesson with your students. And for the most part, the only things that you will need to provide for each lesson would be maybe some paper, writing utensils, the book, so you can check those out from your local library, or some of them you may very well have in your own classroom library, a whiteboard or some sort of dry erase board or chart paper, something to write on. And for the most part, that is it. There's not a whole lot of prep other than printing out graphic organizers that you will need to use this workbook. There is a lot of detailed information included on each of the different CASEL, competencies and what we're kind of going for in teaching those competencies. There's so much information. It's so good, you guys, and I'm so excited about this. So if you are a teacher who wants to incorporate SEL into your classroom, but you have no idea how, and you don't have an SEL coach, or if you're an administrator looking to do those things and you can't afford an SEL coach, because who can, or you don't have the time to really, do the planning, because again, who does? It's done for you. That's why I wanted to do this, because SEL is just as important to integrate into our teaching as reading, writing, and math. And in a lot of places, it's not, because lack of money, lack of time, lack of understanding or knowing where to even begin. So that was sort of the driving force behind creating this for you. It's available right now on TPT, Teachers Pay Teachers. Eventually, it will be available on my website as well. So I hope that you go and check it out. Go to Teachers Pay Teachers. You can search for AK Educational Consulting. You can search my name. I will also link it in the notes of this episode so that you can get access to it. I hope that you find it beneficial, you find it to be a valuable resource. A lot went into creating this to make it as user-friendly and as accessible as humanly possible for teachers, because I certainly understand how hard of a job teaching is and all of the things that we're missing right now. And so I was trying to create something that provides a lot of those things in one resource. So if you teach kindergarten through third grade, even preschool, fourth grade, it can definitely, you can make some tweaks to make it work for younger kiddos, older kiddos. But I hope that you check it out. And if you do, I'd love to hear from you. What do you love about it? What changes would you like to see? Because I can always go in and update it, as you know. So I'd love to hear from you. I hope that you guys will go check it out. I hope that you have a great day and a great school year ahead. And I hope that you will join me right back here next time.